was the main idea, at least one of the main ideas was that every man is the king of his castle. That's his home. That's his castle. And he's the one who owns that. And it can't be taken away from him. And so that's different from communal law.
Other than by divorce.
Wait. Let's go around the manor, M-E-N-O-R. Who lives on the manor? Just the baron, just the lord, or are there other people?
Serfs.
All right, the serfs. Right? They have what kinds of rights and lands that they live on that belong to the lord of the manor? And can he just take those rights away from them? Just say, get out. Can he do that? Or are there rules?
I thought they're legally tied to the land.
Who?
The serfs.
How are they legally tied to the land? If they don't own it, and they don't own it in fee, they don't have the right that he does, which is the allodial right, we call it in Italian Roman law.
Well, the way I heard it phrased was that they don't own the land. The land doesn't belong to them. They belong to the land.
All right, what they do on the land?
They farm work on the land.
Okay, the farmers are serfs and they live on the land and they farm it. Do they farm it for themselves only or for the baron? Or
the baron too.
Okay, the baron too. So do they have the right to stay there and pass their little ground down to their children?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, in English common law, yes, you can. That was possible for the serfs. However, in the time of war, what do they owe to the lord of the manor and the baron? What do they have to do now? They have to become vassals.
Allegiance. They got to go fight for him.
They've got to go to war. He has to. If there's an invader or they're going to go somewhere else, then they stop farming and they go and perform military duty. And if they win, fine. He stays there. Otherwise, somebody's taking the whole thing away from him.
Right.
So that's English feudal tenures where you have commoners and they're all living on, if you want to call it property in common or communal, it's a matter of definition. So the serfs had what we call use rights, and in property law, what do we call them when we go to court? What do we call the use right? No. Usufruct. You ever heard of usufruct?
We heard of it in law school.
You heard of it. That's what you have. You have the right to use what's on the property, and you also have what's called residential rights, provided that in time of war. So there's also that you have to pay some kind of tax, if there's tax in labor or whatever. So the Hawaiians were like that, weren't they?
Well,
is that correct? The Hawaiians were commoners?
Well, what I was taught in socialized school is that Hawaiian Kingdom was different from feudalism in that people weren't tied to the land. They could change, being like their chief, they could change the chief.
Good, Stu. What do we call that in law? I mean, over here in Hawaii, we say that the Hawaiian tenant, let's say, or Maka'ainana commoner, had the right to be a tenant at will. What's that, a tenant at will? Okay, you go to Tonga, you go to Samoa, and they have fortified villages. Here's the, then you have fort, walls, wall. Why? Hawaiians don't. You go to Hawaiian villages, what happens? Nothing. Because They can move to any chief they want to and serve many chiefs in many districts as they wish, and that's not considered treason. Why not?
They're free men.
Yeah?
They're free men.
Yeah, they have the right to have as many wives as they please. And when they marry across and into another district that's under another chief, and that wife over there takes care of kids on that property, that's matrilineal or matrilocal rights. But it's polygamous marriages you have in ancient Hawaii. Therefore, the male are tenants at will because they can pick up and go. So what happens when somebody comes over there and fights? They don't have to be vassals. The chief says, okay, you're not in this fight. I have my own army. Here's my young warriors. So you folks go down to the Punu, and when this is over, you'll see. If I'm here, and you can come back. If I'm not, you have to be under the next chief. So let's say the war is fought, and they all come back, and they take a look, they say, well, we'll stay because we know he's your cousin. You have to leave, that's too bad, or you're dead already, that's okay, we'll bury you. Or, we don't like your cousin, we don't like what he's doing, we go to another place. That's how the Hawaiians were. So they were tenants at will plus. I'm talking too much, huh? My 30 minutes are over.
No. Yeah, Ruby, keep going.
Okay, I'm going to go then where I started when Ken Schoolin was here. Well, I'm going back to before 1973. Alright? Now, you see this butterfly, that's the commitment symbol. But this blue butterfly only flies between North and South America. This is when you start talking. Okay, 407 years. What did Lincoln say? The Gettysburg Address? Come on. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent. He didn't say country or the United States. He said the whole continent. Go from north to south. Go from the Arctic, go down. Brought forth upon this continent a new nation. Then what? Conceived in liberty and dedicated. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to stop over there and say Lincoln didn't go further than that. He said all men are created equal. Now, the Hawaiian Constitution says the same thing. Well, the Hawaiian Magna Carta says the same thing, but I'm not even going to go over there and get you all crazy. What doesn't Lincoln say that every American should know he meant? Let's go back to other documents that are American documents that have nothing to do with Abraham Lincoln, where they use the same phrase, all men are created equal under what?
God.
No.
Natural law?
No. Start over. Have you ever seen this book? The Two Treatises of Government?
John Locke?
Yeah. Okay. What does he write about? What does he write about in Treatise 1 versus Treatise 2?
Talks about the emergence of government.
Okay. And what is it when you look at the chapters he's writing? What does he talk about in Treatise 1?
State of nature and
Nature, alright. All men are created equal under nature and nature's God, for crying out loud.
well, I said natural law. He's talking about natural
law. Of
law.
course he's talking about natural law.
But that's a very foreign concept in academia today.
Oh, really?
No one believes in it except Professor Skolin and me.
So you got it out of him.
Well, I got it probably from him.
Well, until you read John Locke. Was he an American?
No, he was English.
No, of course not. He was right. When's he living?
Late 1600s.
Yeah, 1697 to 17 something. Yeah, about the same time that Captain Cook is running around and Kawena is being born and all of that.
100 years earlier.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
It was a century before Jefferson and Voltaire.
no, this is my coffee from 19.